face of the team. Everything happens through you. Everything is relying upon what you do and what you bring to the game on that day. You determine whether you're going to win or lose or what happens as an individual. When you're playing for your country, there's no individualism at all. You know, you're playing for something much greater than, you know, yourself or one person. You're playing for not just your team, but you're playing for a whole country as well, and the people that is a part of that, right, and supports that. So it's a big difference between playing with your NBA team and then playing for your national team. It's a different sense of pride that you have to have.
Thank you so much.
Mark.
Hi Melo, I'm William from Qualifier. How are you proud that you were able to represent Team USA and won gold multiple times?
It's the best. I would say there's definitely the best. The experiences was unmatched. The caliber of players that I was able to play with and against. You know, the guys from the international level, international stage that we had a chance to play. You know, in every country. So I've been a part of Fiba, you know, USA basketball since early 2000s when I was in high school. And for me to be here now and seeing what a game, you know, how the game has grown from a global standpoint, the development of kids and players in these different areas, in these different countries. And the game is just going to continue to grow and get bigger and bigger.
Thank you very much, Lance.
Hi, Carmelo. I'm Champ from ABC The News. I've got two questions for you. The first one is, where did you get the inspiration for Hoodie Melo? I mean, how did it come about? And as a global ambassador, how do you plan to help grow the sport of basketball in the Philippines?
Yeah, I didn't make the Hoodie Melo. I didn't make that. Somebody else made it up. I was just, again, it was a mindset. I was training, I was working out, I was just trying to get back in shape and just, you know, after taking some time off, and I threw the hoodie on because I felt like that's the fastest way that I can, you know, get back in shape and it'll help me. But also, it made me lock in from a mental standpoint, right? And I didn't listen to or hear anything else other than what I needed to do to train. The second part of your question, well, what was the second question?
How do you plan to help this sport of basketball in the Philippines as a global ambassador?
That's a good question. For me, I'm all about giving back to the new generation and to the younger generation and helping them develop, right? I think what you guys have established here in the Philippines as far as development goes, that's something that intrigues me, right? To see that there's a big development program here in the Philippines with this next, you know, generation. It's only going to grow and it's only going to get bigger. The game of basketball will only continue to grow.
Thank you.
Anytime. Philip?
Good afternoon, Melo. Philip Mattel from Rapper. As an accomplished international player such as yourself, what pieces of advice could you give to the Philippine national team, Gilas Filipinas, as they play in the FIBA World Cup?
It's a little different, you know, when you actually hosting, you know, the World Cup and you're the host country that's hosting it. There's different pressure that comes along with that. But I would say it's not even about pressure in this situation. It's just about allowing the rest of the world to see how the Philippines do it, right? And what they're actually going out there playing for, and the sense of pride that they're going out there playing for. Win, lose, or draw. You know, I think the Philippines could be proud that they're hosting, you know, one of the hosts of the 2003 FIBA, World Cup games. And, you know, I think from that standpoint, that says a lot, and that's also going to propel, you know, Philippines down the line when it comes to actually continuing the development of the game of basketball.
All right. Thanks, Melo.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Philip. Belle?
Hi Melo, I am Belle representing One Sports. How does it feel to be named a global ambassador alongside Luis Scola and Pau Gasol?
I'm glad we're not competing no more. We're actually on the same side, we're on the same team now, because we're representing the global game of basketball. So I don't have to worry about going up against Pau and thinking about him in a gold medal game, or Luis Scola down in Argentina and what those guys, how they wanted to beat us so badly. I don't have to think about that. Now we can come together, we can band together like brothers and really grow this game of basketball the way that it needs to be.
Harry?
Hey Melo, one question from the Associated Press, picking up on what you just said. Kobe Bryant was a World Cup ambassador in 2019. what does it mean to you to follow in this role, especially given the relationship you had with him on and off the court and as members of USA Basketball?
Yeah, it's special to kind of follow, what Kobe has created on a global scale from basketball, and him being an ambassador previously, and me, our friendship and our brotherhood and what we created over the years, and for me to just follow and continue and keep that legacy going, not just for myself, not just for U.S., but also for him too, right? Because I'm sure he would have definitely been here with me, watching these games and coming over there hanging in the Philippines and just enjoying himself. So for me, I could continue, part of his legacy, but also establish what I have to establish, for myself on a global scale.
Thank you.
Thank you. Polly?
Hey Melo, I'm Pauline Verzosa from CNN Philippines. First of all, welcome to the country and congratulations on another milestone in your career. So as global ambassador for the Fiba World Cup, what can fans look forward to from you as you step into this new and exciting role?
I think listening, I'd rather listen to the fans and see what we can do from my side and help and expand the game and the visibility of the game of basketball and just sports. So for me, I'm as honored as I am to be the ambassador. I'm still learning from a global stage, right? From a global game on what it needs and why it needs it and where it needs it, and giving back to these kids and allowing them to feel like they have hope and they have an opportunity to go out there and hopefully be and playing in front of their home crowd here in the Philippines when it comes to basketball.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Polly.
Hi Melo, I'm Jello from Complex Philippines. I loved it when you joined my Lakers. So as Filipinos, we love the idea of puso or heart. We believe that whatever we lack in skill and height, puso or heart more than makes up for it. So for someone who's had success on the international stage, how much does puso or heart contribute to winning?
Well, I think heart is all of it, right? Because if you don't have no heart, you can have the skill, you can have the talent, but if you don't have the heart to go out there and put that talent to the test, then what's the point of having the skill or the talent? And I think everything starts with the heart. You care, you understand, you feel, you're emotional about it. So I think once you build that connection to the game of basketball, the skill level comes, the talent level comes, and then now you put everything together. Now you take it and make the best opportunity for you.
Thank you, Melo.
Angela. Yes, next.
Hello Melo, my name is Jasmine from Net25. You've had many years of experience in playing in international competition and have been on both sides, both winning and both in losing. What are now your personal observations about the international game or style of play now compared to your first years competing in a big stage like the FIBA World Cup?
Yeah, well, back then it was a little different. I would say the talent level wasn't where it is today from an international standpoint. I mentioned earlier, you have guys, global guys, international guys that's playing for their country outside of America that is becoming the face of our game. It's becoming the face of the American game, right? So when you have that just goes to show that we're doing something right by continuing to speak the game and talk the game, and me being able to come here to the Philippines and talk about being a global ambassadorship for the game of basketball. To me, that's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Thank you, Desmond. Stan?
Welcome, Melo. Earlier you talked about how the Philippines is very important in terms of your fan base. So I see from photos that have been posted that you've been able to go around a little bit. May we ask your impressions of Manila?
I just love the energy. Like I love the response that I get when I'm moving around. I love the conversations that I'm having with the local people, and I'm also learning about the Philippines as well. And I think for me, coming from as far as I came, 15 hours, 16 hours over here, I didn't want to come over here and think that I know everything. I want to come and learn you guys' culture. I want to entrench myself into what's going on around here, and I want to taste the food, and I want to walk around, and I want to see what it is to be, a true Filipino. And I think being over here now, speaking the game of basketball, talking the game of basketball, and understanding that there's not a lot of fans like in the Philippines, nowhere in the rest of the world. So that's something that impresses me.
Quick follow-up of, as you can see, we are fanatic about basketball. We really want our Gilas team to win. Personally, having had so much success, having to step up playing for your country, as you say, there's nothing like it. What were some of your secrets that made you really, like, as you said, bring it when it really counted, as like tonight?
Yeah, when it really counted, it was, for one, I look to my left and I look to my right, and I see the type of players and who I'm playing with. So that gave me confidence. But also, it's basketball at the end of the day, right? So no matter what part of the world, planet that you on, there's only two things that you can do in back. You can score, you can dribble, and you can you can pass it. And those are the universal kind of basics of basketball. So it doesn't matter where you at. The game of basketball is still the same when it comes down to the true essence of it. So for me, I've had success with in Fiba. I've won 3 gold medals. I've lost in the Olympic. I've lost in the 2006 World Championship at that point in time. So for me, I got the balance of what it means to really play and lock in at a high level, but also what it feels like of losing and dealing with that, especially as a country who is expected to win when it comes to basketball.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Dan.
Hi Carmelo, my name is Bailey's Akot of GMA Sports. So, debatably, you have the most decorated basketball career of all time. You've won so many achievements in your personal career and also bringing medals to your country, 4 if I'm not mistaken, maybe even more. With all that considered, of course, what's one philosophy in your life, probably a song lyric, a line from a book, that's really been in your mind and your heart all throughout your basketball career?
When in doubt, stay mellow, and for me that's the mantra, right? I laugh at it. We laugh at it because it's my name, but it really has so many different meanings to it. And when you're going through stuff and when you're preparing for battle, or you're preparing for a gold medal game, or you're preparing for a big moment, you have to find a space to center yourself. You have to find a space to relax and breathe and mellow out, right? So I always say, whenever anyone is in doubt in any walk of life, just take a moment and just sit still and think, and stay mellow.
Stay mellow. Sorry, just one more question. I did my research and a lot of the stories describe your childhood to be kind of rough. And with that, I'm sure there are a lot of the Filipinos have also gone through what you may have gone through or are going through what you went through. What's a piece of advice that you could give, especially to the youth, those that just want to chase their dreams and hoop?
Yeah, I would say, and I don't like giving like little random answers, but if I'm speaking to one kid, right, that's from the Philippines, and they ask me, what can I do to get through what I'm going to get through or what I'm dealing with? It's just more of understanding what you're dealing with first, right? When you understand what you're dealing with, then you know how to react to what you're dealing with. And as a kid, you may not understand what you're going through, right? So everything is harder. Everything is, it's stressful. It's challenging. But for me, I had sports and I had basketball that I can